I'm going to demonstrate some box squats for you. This doesn't mean that you have to have a box. You can just use a plain old kitchen chair or something that is about that chair height. We're just going to work on squat form here, starting out with a basic movement. When you're going into your squat, as you're starting off here, these can just be focused on the movement itself, no weight included. I did grab a set of dumbbells though, so I can show you what that option looks like. But when we're going into our squat, few key pointers to keep in mind here. We want our feet to be about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider than that to start off with. And for each person, that personal preference is going to be dependent on their range of mobility. So you may feel that you need to be a little bit wider, maybe in a little bit more narrow. We'll work through a variety of squats. So this is where we're going to start off as the basics. I'm also going to turn to the side just to show you something to keep in mind as you're getting prepared to start each of the movements. So a lot of us will stand where we have an anterior pelvic tilt, which basically means that you have an arch in your back and our butt tends to stick out, which means that we're flaring back our ribs a little bit. So before you start each of the movements, one thing to keep in mind or something to make sure that you're doing is you are rotating, so you're sort of tucking your hips under so that your ribs and your hips are stacked over top of each other. Another thing that I'll typically cue people to do is roll their shoulders back. So the two things to do before we get started: roll your shoulders back, tuck your hips under a little bit. So with this movement, as we're starting off on a body weight position, you may need to adjust how close or how far you are to whatever you are sitting back onto. Hands can be in a prayer position, they can be at your waist, they can be out at your sides, out in front, wherever you feel the most comfortable. I tend to keep mine up here, but what we're doing is we're just squatting and sitting back, trying to lightly touch your glutes or your hamstrings. If I go back a little bit further, my hamstrings are going to touch before my glutes do. So it really depends on how low you can go. We're just working on our form here where we are keeping our chest upright. So if you had writing on your shirt, I want to be able to see the writing on your shirt. And you're just thinking about keeping your knees bent as low as you can go here, as long as that item that's back there behind you will allow you to go. Just working on proper squat form here. If your toes track over your knees, or your knees track over your toes a little bit, that's okay. That's normal. Most movements that we do on a day-to-day basis, our knees do go over our toes. That's okay. The goal here, though, is when your knees are tracking out over your toes, you're trying to think about keeping them over those middle two toes, so over your second and your third toe. If you feel that your legs are rolling in or your legs are rolling out, you may feel that, you may not. So what you can always do is take video of your form. You can send that to me. I can watch your squat form and provide you any feedback on that. If you decide to use weights for this, you can take them up to your shoulders and hold them here, and then you're just going to squat back and come back up into that standing position. You can hold the bottom of that squat. You can pause down there at the bottom. You can also drop it down and just use one dumbbell, holding it here in the front. Squat down, back up, down, and back up. Back is staying nice and straight throughout the movement. Chest is staying up. Typically what I'm going to tell you is use your exhale on the heaviest part or the hardest part of the work for you. So in this position, if that's the sit back, blow out as you sit back, inhale as you come back up into that standing position.